But that's, thank you, Emoji J. Yeah, so those are my main channels of social media. So YouTube at That Cuban Girl. This is my Instagram right there, and here as That Cuban Girl on the streaming platforms. And this is a featured show. So if you guys have never been to my show before, which by the way, oh my gosh, what show is it today, you guys? I think today's I didn't write it down. I'm sorry, but I think we're on. I believe this is show episode 58. We are. Thank you, thank you. We are reaching episode 60 very, 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 very soon. Well, welcome. And I'm super excited, you guys. But like I was saying, this is a feature show. This is a featured hour, which means, and let me remind you all, disclaimer that please, no profanity, be respectful of myself and my guests and everybody who's here writing in the comments, okay? So just be respectful, enjoy the show. This is a high vibe show. This is an inspirational, motivational, a good energy show, and anything that is not that, well, will be removed, unfortunately, but fortunately for me as well. Also, I do want to let you know, trolling doesn't really affect me, if I'm honest with you. If it's coming from a stranger, I don't really care. I'm that type of person. So all you're gonna get from me is gonna be a removing from stream or a block, and that's all. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. The other thing I want to remind you guys is that on this show, we are going to have two amazing guests who are going to be sharing their stories, their goals, and we're going to all be sharing knowledge on the topic of today. With that said, I want to invite you all to please favorite the guests. Go check out their streams. I always say it, I sound like a broken record, but it's so true. I believe that feature shows are meant to unite all of us streamers and the streaming community, and we're meant to put each other out there and connect with each other and support each other. So please, please, please show some love to my guests today, who are two amazing people that I'm about to start conversating with. And the other reminder that I want to say is, because this is a feature show, I cannot address each and every single comment individually as you usually would do in a regular stream. And that's because we have a specific format that we have to follow and segments that we have to follow. But my comments are on. I see it all. I appreciate it all. And thank you guys. And that reminds me, whoever is my top supporter of the stream today is going to become my newest bouncer. This is something that we do every single show, every single Tuesday. So if you're my top gifter supporter at the very end of the feature hour, you're going to be my newest bouncer. I think I mentioned it all. And with that, I'm going to introduce myself. Introduce myself and introduce what Own It is all about. My name is Cicely. I have been in the entertainment industry for the last 10 to 12 years. I have literally done it all, you guys. I mean, from acting to modeling to I've been a ring girl for boxing to a former beauty queen. I was Miss Cuba at one point. What else? I think I've done a little bit of everything in entertainment, and being in Los Angeles for the last 10 years has taught me so many things. It has taught me how to really dig deep within and my inner journey, and in order to use that to heal and to be successful and to book things and to be out there and to be a content creator. And that's what I do with Own It. I believe that the streaming community, we all need to unify and also be better. So Own It, this featured hour is all about you and I becoming the best versions of ourselves through the uniqueness of who we are. I wholeheartedly believe that we're all unique and different, every single one of us, and we all have a story that deserves to be heard. So please share your story, share who you are, share where you come from. That's what especially streaming is all about, right? So with that said, I want to share the topic of the day today. And of course, the topic of the day, usually and always, it's inspired by my guests. And of course, it has to be something that not only is inspired by my guests and their stories, but also something that I relate to. And so because I think my one of my guests is a little bit newer, and my other guest, I don't think he's new. I think he's actually wanting to be a top bash. We're going to talk to him later about that. But because they both have something in common, which is that they want to take their content creating and their live streams and their platforms to a next level, I figured what better topic than talk about content creating today, you guys. I know I talk a lot about spiritual things here and healing, and sometimes we talk about relationships and stuff, but I do also love to give tangible tips that we can use to help us become more successful. And if you're here in this community, you're either a streamer, or you're either someone who loves watching streamers, and that's for a reason, and there's something that we can all learn from each other. It doesn't matter if you're a streamer or not. And I think content creating is one of those things that it's only like, it's never going to go away. It's going to evolve and it's going to change over time, but it is never going to go away, you guys. I hate to break it to you. So if you don't get on it, then I don't know what you're doing, because this is the way that technology and life is going. So with that said, I want to welcome you to Own It. This is Own It, your featured hour with me, that Cuban girl. And in Own It, we learn how to become the best versions of ourselves through the uniqueness of who we are. So here we are, all of us. Yes, we own it. Exactly. Own who you are, you guys. Always 100%. Your flaws, your downfalls, your not so great moments. And then only through owning that, you can become your best version of yourself. So also, can you tell my energy completely shifted today? You could tell last show, oh boy, it was a struggle for me to get through this show, but we did it. Okay, so let me first and foremost, can I have my guests request the chat box, the guest box, and then we'll see who's gonna go first, because I don't know who's here. Excuse me. Okay, who is here? All right, they're both here, so I'm gonna go with my list. Okay, my first guest, she is a live streamer who is working on building her platform as a content creator who likes to spread kindness. And in her own words, if I can do it, anybody can. Please, everybody, welcome Ella to Own It.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Welcome to the show, Ella.
Hi, I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for being here. So I know that I kind of introduced you a little bit based on what you told me before the show, but do you want to tell everybody who you are?
Yeah, sure. So, hi, my name is Salmonella, or you can just call me Ella, whichever one you'd like. I've been live streaming for a little bit over a month now, so I'm a little baby live streamer, but you know what? We're getting there. You know, we're climbing. Stream 24/7. So, if you guys ever need a quick laugh, please go ahead, jump in. And if my jokes don't make you laugh, then my laugh itself definitely will. So
I love that so much. And I was right. I knew when I read your bio, I was like, she sounds like she's really new. I don't want to assume, but I was right. My intuition was right. So first and foremost, what app do you stream from?
Meet Me. I use
Meet Me. Okay, me too. So welcome to Meet Me. Even though, you know, if there's anybody here from POF or Tagged or whatever, you guys are welcome to. But welcome to the streaming platform. You're doing so well. I mean, you've only been here for a month and you're already on a featured show as a guest. That is amazing.
Thank you.
So when we were talking, you were telling me, well, not when we were talking, excuse me, when you sent me your bio, you were telling me that what were you telling me? Okay, that you wanted to build your platform as a content creator, and eventually you also want to have your feature show. So what made you become a streamer, and why do you want to do that moving forward?
So I've always been told my whole life that I'm very bubbly and that I just have a very contagious laugh. And, not to kind of kill the mood a little bit, but, for a long time, I was kind of like, trying to search for a purpose in life, where I think we all do, like, what was I put on this earth for? And I am genuinely put on this earth to make people laugh. So with that being said, I think live streaming and all this kind of stuff, is the platform to make you guys giggle a little bit, even if it's just a little chuckle. You know what I'm saying? And even if you're laughing at my expense, that's okay, because I laugh at myself too, so it's all right.
I love that. I love that so much, because it's actually the very first time in the show that I've had a guest who says that they just want to make people laugh. So that's amazing that you want to do that. Do you do like stand-up comedy or anything like that?
No, I'm just a funny individual. Like, I can't believe that I'm real sometimes, so I can only assume that people feel the same way. And that's
Oh
what's
my
so
God, that's
funny.
so funny.
But
I love that. Oh, she snorts too.
oh my god.
I knew a beauty queen who snorts also, and that's what kind of made her famous in Latin America. And it was like the cutest thing. I love that. So wait. So how did you get into? Who told you about streaming? Did you go into it for the dating or for the streaming?
So one of my IRL friends was just streaming on Meet Me one day, and I was on a FaceTime call with her, and I just heard her talking to somebody in the background, and I was like, "Who the heck are you talking to?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm streaming on Meet Me," and I'm like, "What the heck is Meet Me?" So I made an account, and like I hopped in her live, and she was like, "Oh, you should hop in my box," and I was like, "Okay." So then I hopped in the box, and like I ended up liking it. So here we are.
You know she's a real content creator when she says in IRL. I had a friend IRL. That's how you know she's a real live streamer. Okay, you passed. You passed.
I get the lingo a little bit.
And you guys, I just want to remind you, I'm reading everybody's comments, but because it's a feature show, we can't really interact all that much. But after my first guest, I am going to be interacting with the comments and reading if you guys have any questions or anything, and be giving shout outs. So I don't want you to feel ignored, okay? It's just the rules. Chris Casper makes the rules and we follow them, baby.
Period. That part.
So Ella, okay, so the topic today is content creating, and I just want to know, are you good at content creating?
I think so. I think where I really struggle, to be honest, is just coming up with new and different ideas. You get what I'm saying? Like, just I don't want to do the same boring thing. I want to have like my own little pizzazz on it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's something that every single content creator struggles with, because especially in such a competitive era right now, where I remember when social media and live stream and everything first started, you could do literally whatever, but now there's so much competition and everybody's putting out such great content every day that is a real struggle. So how do you think that you, as a, because even if you, like, even if you're not a content creator on social media, let's say, which I don't know if you are, if you're not, but if you're a live streamer, you consider a content creator. So how do you see yourself like stepping up your streams this new year, or like doing something different?
So I think definitely getting better equipment is on the list, just audio, visuals, stuff like that. I already got the ring light, so we're kind of a step there, but but yeah, but I think definitely getting more equipment. And then I think actually setting a set course for my stream. So like a schedule in a way, so it all flows nicely and it's consistent.
Yeah, consistency is very important. It's something that I have not been very good at on the live streaming. Everybody here knows this about me. I say it all the time, guys. I promise you in 2024, I'm going to get better at it. I just had a really challenging 2023, if I'm honest. Vampy's like, yeah, the OGs on here. No, I say this all the time. But I will say that having a feature show has truly pushed me to be here every single Tuesday, which has been great. Because it's very rare that I miss a Tuesday. But I definitely need to get better at that this new year. So consistency is key for sure. Do you think that, because you said that you want to be a top streamer at some point, um, how do like why do you think that's a goal for you? Why is it so important?
Um, so I guess there's a couple reasons. So number one, I'm very competitive. And this might be a little cocky to say, but I really try to be the best at whatever I'm doing. So no matter what the area is, even if it's like the simplest of tasks, I really try to be the best at it. So I'll just, that definitely motivates me to be a top streamer since I think I have the capability of doing it. And then I just want my platform to be reached out to everybody because my stream, I really like to say, is a safe space where everybody can be themselves. Everybody can just, laugh, forget about the day, come in, have a good chuckle.
Everybody, welcome to Own It. This is your featured hour with your girl, Cicely, aka That Cuban Girl. And on Own It, we talk about ways that we can become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. I usually have two lovely guests who share their stories and their opinions and what they do in their live streams. And, I think the main thing about feature shows is for all of us to connect with each other and support each other. So yes, I agree. Somebody said favorite Ella. Everybody go favorite my guest right now. Show them some love. Ella is brand new to the streaming world, only a little bit over a month. So please go support her, check her out. She's gonna make you laugh. Ella, so what is your biggest passion in life?
My biggest passion in life is definitely I would say like live streaming and content and social media and stuff like that, because even if I'm not making content, even something as simple as sharing a meme, like that can make people laugh, so that's definitely, I'd say. Sorry.
I love that. Well, and I want you to know you're doing so well by, putting yourself out there, sharing yourself, being in feature shows and stuff like that. You're doing so good. And I'm so happy to meet you. Don't go anywhere because usually at the end of the show, I bring both my guests back in the chat box for final thoughts and shout outs and stuff. So, but thank you for being here. I love talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Of course. I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Everybody, go favorite Ella. You guys, thank you so much for being here to everybody. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with me in this featured hour. I cannot, honestly, when Tuesday hit, like today, I just couldn't believe it was Tuesday, you guys. I've literally had such a slow week. I'm usually doing so many things, but this week, of course, because I was under the weather, right? I know, right? Yeah, I could not believe it was Tuesday. I was like, Emoji J yesterday was DMing me the guests, and I was like, it's Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday. I could not believe it, but it makes me so happy because I am finally feeling near to 100. And I'm so excited because you guys always make me feel better. Even last week when I did the show, I felt better after the show. So thank you for your time, your energy, for being here. And, today's topic, you guys, is content creating. And basically, so you guys, if you guys are new on the show, I want to walk you a little bit through what happens during the show, okay? Usually, I'll do the intro, which I already did. I'll give you the disclaimers, the announcements, whatever it is. And then I'll have my first guest. And then after my first guest, I'll do the quote of the day. Then I'll have my second guest. And then I'll do the tip or tips of the day. And then I'll have both my guests back in the comment box I usually like to ask them a question at the end of the stream. Don't get nervous. It's a simple question. Don't get nervous, but it's something I like to do. So you guys, today's topic is content creating. And I chose this topic because this is something that I know, like I mentioned before, my guests are interested in all of that, but it's something that I've myself have been pushing for myself in the last, I want to say 6 months. Well, this new year, to be honest, but specifically the last 6 months, I have really been pushing my content out there and I have seen growth. So I am now learning how to truly share what I do and my passions, but also have it something that also helps people. I don't want to give it away right now before the tip of the day, but it's we're gonna talk about it later. But content creating is so important, you guys, especially if you guys are here on the streaming platform. It is the way we build community, the way we network these days. It is the way that we all connect. I mean, think about it. Most of us on here would never have met or would ever meet if it wasn't for this. So if you're a streamer or content creator, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I do want to invite you to connect with me on Instagram because I am always on the gram, okay? So the quote of the day today, based on the topic of the day, it's something that I found and I was like, yes, this resonates with me so much. And tell me, when I tell you, I want you to write in the comment box, what is your first thought? What comes to mind first? What comes to your mind first after you hear this, okay? So it goes as follow. Content isn't king, it's the kingdom. Content isn't king, it's the kingdom. What do you guys get from that quote? I'm curious. I'm curious to know. Content isn't king, it's the kingdom. All right, well, the way it's because of the words that speak the loudest, okay? I like the way you say kingdom. I know I have an accent, you guys. I'm truly am Cuban, so so English is really my second language. So I will always have an accent, and that's okay. I'm proud of it. All right, so to me, that means that content is anything that adds value to its reader's life. So basically, when we add value to the people that we're sharing the content, that to me is the kingdom, right? So for me, it's like okay, content is not really what rules like your entire social media or the platform that you're sharing it on. It is actually the full story. Like, so whatever you're sharing that it's adding value is the story that you're painting, and that's the kingdom. It's not the piece of content itself, but we're gonna expand on that later. Your content is words, but what people want to listen to is the kingdom. I don't really understand that, but I guess, yeah, however you interpret it. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. But yeah, we're going to expand on that a little bit. But before I welcome my second guest, welcome everybody to Own It. This is, in fact, a featured show. This is a featured hour with me, your girl, that Cuban girl. And on Own It, I basically share my knowledge and tips that I've gathered in the last decade being in the entertainment industry with you guys, my streaming community. And basically the intention with Own It is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. We're all unique and different, and it's a beautiful thing, and we all deserve to be heard, and everyone has a story that is worth sharing. So today I have my next guest that I'm excited to speak with. He says he's a little bit of a goofball, which is cool, but he's a musician. He wants to do drum streams in the future and is working on a future show. By the way, he wants to do drum streams in the future. He's saving up to get his drumming, I forgot the word, his new drums. So if you guys want to support him, I'm sure every single diamond and gift you give to him, he's gonna use for that. So I highly encourage you guys to favor him. Drum kit, there you go, thanks. And support him and favor him and all of that. And he wants to be a top streamer. That is one of his goals. So please, everybody, welcome to Own It, King Goober. Hopefully I said that correctly. King Goober.
Yes, you said it right. King Goober, or if you want to call me what my Theo calls me, Chipolin, that's fine too.
Kimberly, I love that. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I panicked So context. Jay told me to tell a little bit about myself in the thing. I'm like, I'm not good at. I'm like, I didn't know. Wait, what do I do? What do I say? So I kind of panicked in that voice message I sent. So obviously I didn't send everything.
No. It's totally fine. Actually, one of the things I need to do for the next show is I need to actually have a guideline of the things I want you guys to answer. But you said it perfectly. It's just a little bit about yourself. That's all I needed.
Yeah. I am actually still technically new. I mean, I don't know what y'all consider new, but I started August 8th and it's November. So it's only been like 3 months or so. But I don't I don't know. I've been told I don't come off new, if that makes sense. Because in my first week, I was already in an auction. Second week, I was already doing feature shows and shows. I literally like just threw myself in the furnace because I started streaming. And I met so many people, and that were telling me, you would be great at this. Keep doing this. You have the potential. And yeah, that just boosted me up. And I was just like, all right, yeah, I can do this. And I decided that this was going to be my career. And so, but
I love that. You just decided, and I love that you went for it. I can relate to that because I've only been on the app for a year. I started in August as well, but a year ago. And it was the same thing where like I just threw myself out there. I was meeting people. Then a month and a half later, I had the feature show, and everything just happened. So that's how you got to do it, you know?
yeah, exactly. Like, it's funny because more context. I've always wanted my own. Like, people have told me in the past, Goober, you should be a radio host. You should have your own podcast. You're very entertaining, and I've always loved the entertainment industry. I always want to do that. When I was younger, I wanted to be a pro wrestler, but then I realized I hate working out. So, but I want to be in that entertainment field. I've always wanted to do that. And funny enough, I got into streaming, and someone told me one day, like, I think like a couple weeks into it, maybe a month, it was like, you could really have your own podcast. And then just everything clicked. I'm like, light bulb, like, oh my God. And because I believe everything happens for a reason. I'm very spiritual myself. I have a black tourmaline ring. I'm wearing crystals like crazy. I'm very spiritual, but I also believe like everything happens for a reason. So, I took that as a huge sign, and that's what really motivated me. I'm like, you know what? I can do this. This is going to be a career, but mainly too, because I'm also attentive, and I've noticed that there are a lot of negative streamers on the app. And what really motivated me was that I really just want to change that whole streaming world. I want to replace negative streaming with positive streaming. And what's the best way am I going to do that? Be one of the top streamers of the app, and hopefully become a top streamer just in general, because I want to spread positivity. I want people to come to my stream and just, go away from drama. They come into it to escape the drama, to feel welcome. I'm a goober. I'm a goofball. I'm part of like the different people that society likes to label. So I'm all about acceptance. I don't judge. It's against my religion. I'm gonna stop talking now because I feel like I'm just doing this. So I'm just.
No. I actually love when my guests talk because I want you guys to talk, and this is just meant to be a conversation, nothing too serious, just kind of everybody sharing our ideas and knowledge and stuff. But that is so cool that, I love everything you said. I'm also very spiritual, and I have tons of crystals. I'm going to show you actually.
We having a crystal off?
Oh, we're having a crystal off.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my selenite bowl that I used to charge my babies.
Mine's bigger. No, I'm kidding.
I can fit more things in it. Thank you.
I love that so much. No, I have like, oh my God, I love that. It's all about the good. Vampy's like, I'm dead. It's all about the good vibes. Oh my gosh, I have those too. Like.
Oh yeah, I went to Prague earlier this year. I got 2 crystals to my. Ooh.
This is like a little rose quartz.
Oh, me encanta. I love it.
Anyways, no, I love that. I love that so much. Thank you, Vampy. No, you guys, I love that. I love that you're spiritual. I love that you're eager to be a top streamer. So let me ask you, when did this love for content creating and streaming start for you?
Honestly, so it gradually increased the more I streamed, the more feedback I got. because I've always wanted to be in the entertainment industry, always. I just didn't know how to go about it. That's I feel like a lot of people what they face when they want to get into the entertainment. I have a buddy who's a stuntman, so like I've gotten advice from him, and it's and from from your background, it's like it's difficult to get your foot into that door, and you have to do a lot of prerequisites. Like I remember my buddy was telling me, well, before you can do all that, you got to get headshots, you got to book an agent, you got to do this, and A, B, C, D, and E, F, G. So I've always been kind of discouraged. But when coming into streaming and getting the feedback, and then people saying you can go and have your own podcast, I'm like, so the more just gradually, it's just really since I've started streaming, it gradually increased, and now I'm at tenfold. And now it's like, yeah, this is my career. What really hit me was Live Fest. I went to Live Fest, and I was among other streamers. We were in a restaurant, and they were like, can I stream here? Yeah, we're live streamers. And that's where it registered me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a live streamer. Like it just registered and hit me, and it's just like, yeah, this is my career. This is what I do. I received my first cash out right after Live Fest, which was super happy. Oh yeah, I was like a kid in a candy. I was like a witch in a broom factory. I was so happy. And then yeah, it's been going. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna end up reiterating and saying, sounding like a broken record right now.
I love that so much. I would have met you at Live Fest, but I didn't end up going, but I was invited to, and I had my ticket and the whole thing, but I ended up booking work and I couldn't make it. But I love that you went to Live Fest and everything. That's amazing. I think it's really important, to know what you want to do and do it. I will say the entertainment industry is changing, and it has its negatives and its positives. The negative about, like, for example, acting, because I started as an actor, and I have most of my friends are filmmakers and actors. Now with AI, there's like this huge deal, and with the union and the whole thing with AI. That. But the good thing about entertainment in general and social media and being a content creator with podcasts and everything is that you can do that without necessarily being a movie star and still do what you want to do and work from home or from wherever you are. So it's a good thing about that. So I highly encourage you, if that's something you want to do, don't get overwhelmed by the headshots. Also, hold on, you only need headshots if you're trying to act. If you don't want to act or be a commercial actor, you don't really need headshots. You just need, like, if you want to be a podcaster, all you need to do is have good content with good lighting. Obviously, you got to edit it or have somebody do it for you, and just be consistent with it,
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was just an example. Like when I was younger, definitely wanted to be an actor, and then you hang out with a buddy who's into stuntman and who is an acting, who is an actor and a stuntman, and you help them with auditions. You kind of get the bug a little bit, like, oh, I kind of think I can do it, because I've helped him on his audition, especially during the COVID times. You had to do it online, so I would be the background voice and whatnot. Which was fun because he would let me do different accents, so it was great. I channeled my inner Robin Williams. But yeah. And so I would get that bug, but I mean, no, just entertainment in general. Like, yeah, podcast. I understand, like, headshots definitely for just acting and whatnot, but podcasting is just continuing with what I'm doing. Is I'm having a blast. I'm happy to admit that I'm no longer, like, I met my girlfriend on here. I'm no longer on the market. I'm off the market, and I didn't expect that. Yes, I love that. So yeah. I'm just really grateful and happy. I've been blessed to meet so many people. And I've been blessed to be in so many shows. I've been aware of your show for a minute. I've been wanting to be on it for a minute. I will be honest, because the descriptions when you leave it on the banner, they don't give you as much info as you'd like. And I'm the type of person that wakes up confused. Okay. So yeah. So I was like, oh, I want to be on it, but I don't know what it's about. And then, yeah, but my prayers were answered. Jay sent me the invite. I'm like, yes, what is it about? But yes.
You
Yeah. So
manifested it. I love it so, so much. I love it so much that I thank you for wanting to be on the show. Yeah, I just it's a good vibe show, like you said. You want to be part of the good, inspirational, good vibe streaming community, and so am I. Like that's why I'm here. I don't vibe with the negativity and all that stuff. So yeah, no, thank you. I'm flattered that you knew about my show and you wanted to be on my show. Sometimes, we get people that show up on the streams and stuff, but sometimes you don't even realize the how much like it means to people sometimes until they tell you. So I'm really flattered. Thank you.
yeah, of course. I want to meet as many, if not, I'm gonna be a little unrealistic because there are an insane amount of people on this app, but I would love to meet them all. I would love to meet them all. I love making new friends. I love just meeting people. And that's how you get your name out there, also too. It's yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I want to make friends. I want to meet new people. I want to spread the love. But like I just said too, I do consider myself a live streamer in the sense of career wise, and so I also have to think business wise. How do I, I'm the product. How do I get myself out there? So it's like one thing I will admit, the struggle of just the balancing between professionalism and just, making friends and being, that I do struggle with. I'm not even gonna lie. But that's all the fun of it, right? That's I'm having a lot of fun learning, and that's another perk to meeting new people. I'm very grateful to have met you. I will be here more often, and I'm hoping to learn as much as possible. It's kind of pretty apropos that I'm a goofy goober because I am like a sponge and I try to absorb as much as possible. Wow, I can't believe I made a SpongeBob reference.
Thank you so much. No, I love that you said that. But I'm going to make a quick pause and welcome everybody who's just tuning in right now. Hello, everybody. If you're new on here, hi, my name is Cecily. I go by That Cuban Girl. And welcome to Own It. This is a featured show, which means no profanity, be respectful to myself and the guests, which you should be in every stream regardless. But, this is a featured show. This is called Own It. And the intention behind Own It is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. And right now I'm talking to my second guest, King Goober, who has an amazing personality. He's also very new to the streaming platform. So I want to invite all of you to show him some love, to favorite him, please, and to check out his streams. And with that, before I end this conversation with you, I want to ask you. No, I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to bring you back.
No manches. I'm kidding.
No manches. I want to bring you back at the end of the show. So it's not a formal goodbye. It's not a farewell. But I do want to ask you, though, because you're new, what's one thing that you want everybody to know about you that they don't know yet?
That they don't know yet. Ooh,
yeah, like, if you want to invite someone to your streams, like something that they should know about you.
One thing. That's an indecisive person's weakness, right? Options. This is hard. No, honestly, I'll just say a general thing. Like I'm a goofball. I'm all about love and positivity. I love being silly. I love joking around. But at the end of the day, my streamer, I call it the Goober Kingdom. It welcomes everyone. It's judgment free, at least for me. I don't judge. And I dance. Oh, I dance like an idiot. I love doing that. I don't know. I'm panicking right now. I don't know what to say. I feel like a deer caught in the headlights.
So well, it's okay. It's okay. You're fine. He is funny. Exactly. Both my guests today are funny. So if you guys want to have a good time on the streams and also want to meet new people, they're both literally new. King Goober's new, and my other guest Ella's new. And don't worry, because they're going to be right back in the next 5 minutes. King Goober, I loved meeting you. Don't go far, okay?
Okay. I might hit up some tamales, but I won't go that far.
All right, I'll come back in 3. Bye. You guys, that was so fun. I love when my guests are like so fun and engaging, and which is usually every single time I have guests. Luckily, shout out to Emoji J, because he does an amazing job at picking and choosing the guests. I could not do this show if I didn't have his help, honestly, because he knows everyone on these apps and I don't. And, I just love that he helps me. He does an amazing job. And that reminds me, if you guys want to be a guest on Own It in the upcoming weeks, please go reach out to my admin Emoji J, who is right now commenting on the chat box. He's the one that's going to put you on the guest list, make you a guest. We always need new guests on Own It. So please make sure that you connect with him. And yes, keep the comments clean and respectful, please. This is a feature show, and even if it wasn't, that's just kind of like normal, courtesy. So please do that. I want to remind you guys that I appreciate your love and support, and you guys being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate the gifts and just absolutely everything. That you guys showing up and supporting Own It. What else do I want to say before I get into the tip of the day and the whole thing? I want to remind you or let you guys know that I'm going to be on Frank the Tank's auction in a few days. I'm going to be posting about it. So I want to invite you guys to show up to the auction. And if you guys don't know what an auction is, basically it's a name change. So what happens is whoever buys me out, that sounds so bad, but it's an auction. Whoever shows love and comes and supports gets to change my name for how many days, Frank? And what day is the auction, since you're here? Remind me. Sometimes it's a 3 to 5 day change, depending. And you can change my name for a few days, and it's support for the holidays, and it's all appreciated. So I invite you guys to show up to the auction. Also, I just want to remind you guys that we do Own It every single Tuesday here on the Meet Me app and all the sister platforms of Meet Me, under the. So I just want to say thank you so much for supporting and showing up and the whole 9 yards. So you guys, today on Own It, we're talking about content creating. And I really, really wanted to talk about this because we're all most of us on here are streamers, or even if you're just part of the audience, I believe that there's always something that you can learn from watching the shows. And you guys, I've been in entertainment for a very long time. I have a lot of knowledge on anything that has to do with acting. I don't know it all. I don't consider myself a know-it-all. I'm actually a student of life. So, I'm always learning and growing and working on myself. But I have a lot of experience in entertainment. And fortunately and unfortunately, but also fortunately, right now a huge part of entertainment is content creating. If you're trying to have a public persona, the fastest, easiest, most effective way to do that these days is through social media. So content creating to me has become this thing that's really, really important. So I'm able to connect with my community, and as a streamer as well, is super important. So I wanted to give you guys a couple of tips today on how to more effectively excuse me, do content creating. And the number one tip, and I know, because like I said, I'm not perfect. As a streamer, I have not been doing this correctly as a streamer. However, I have been doing it very effectively on my Instagram, and that is be consistent, okay? So be consistent in your content creations. And there's a lot of things that we could talk about when it comes to content. So, there's others that I've already talked about in the other shows, the other episodes where I've talked about branding, because there's many different branches to content. It's not linear. It's kind of like there's a lot of things to talk about, but the most important thing for sure is to be consistent. I know that who was it? Was it Ella that was saying that she felt that she needed the equipment, and that is important these days. Of course, I mean, the ring light is like a necessity, which she already has, but it's not the most important thing, unfortunately. Like, the most important thing is consistency. If you have good lighting in your home, you can create wonders. Like, with good lighting and creativity, you can create wonders with your content. That's literally all you need. So when it comes to that, thank you. When it comes to that, consistency is the most important thing. And when I talk about consistency, it doesn't necessarily mean post every day. I post every day because I have tons of content, tons of things I can post, but you don't necessarily need to post every single day. You could post 2 times a week, but if you're consistent those 2 times a week, that is your consistency. As long as you do it every Tuesday and Thursday, every whatever 2 days you're posting, that is consistency. So a lot of people get overwhelmed with their content creation because they feel as though they need to post every single day, and that is not necessarily accurate. The algorithm, what it wants is consistency, and it's the same with streaming. And I personally have not been great at this except for the show, but this is a goal of mine for 2024, is to become more consistent on the streaming platforms. But with that said, there's another reason why also, and it's because you also need to have your priorities straight when it comes to content creating and which platforms you're going to be consistent with. There are so many platforms right now, streaming, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, God knows what else, right? So you need to figure out in which platform you do better, you do best, and which platform you want to be consistent with. Because unfortunately, and it's threats, exactly, it is a fact. Frank, thank you. It is a fact that if you try to be consistent with the 10 different platforms that we have out there, you're not going to be consistent with any, unless this is your absolute only job and everything you do every day, all day, is sit in the computer on your phone and create content. Then more power to you. Of course, you're going to be consistent with a lot of us. But if you know, like me, that I'm not going to be consistent in all 4 platforms, you gotta choose 1 or 2, and then focus and be consistent with those 1 or 2 platforms. The other thing is add value, which means just basically teach or educate. And what does that mean? It's very simple. We all know about this. What are you an expert on? All of us are experts at something. I consider myself being an expert at confidence and empowerment, specifically for women. I like empowering and talk about confidence for women and grow and build women, right? So for me, that's what I focus my content on. And that's what I think I'm an expert on, which is being confident in myself and empowering. And so and also communication, like I'm so good at this, right? So this is what I consider myself to be an expert on. So what are you an expert on? And focus your content on that. There's always a niche for everything. It doesn't matter if you're an expert on, what's that called when you're sewing, knitting. If that's what you're an expert on, there's a niche for that. So focus on that, Anyways, you guys, that was my tip of the day today. There's so many other things that I could be touching on, but if you have more questions or feedback, feel free to follow me on Instagram. I am always on Instagram. Every single day I'm posting, I'm checking my messages. So as long as you're respectful, I always connect with you. So if you want to check out what I do and what I'm up to and talk to me and connect, just follow me on there. Also my YouTube channel at That Cuban Girl. And with that said, you guys, Emoji J is going to drop my IG here in a minute. You guys, thank you for the favorite. If you're new on here, please favor me. It helps the platform, and show some love. And before I invite my guest back in the guest box, I want to give a shout out to a couple of special people that have been in the show today, that have shown support. First of all, my amazing admin Emoji J, who's always here. Thank you for being here. If you want to be a guest on Own It, please contact Emoji J. Shout out to Frank the Tank, who came to support and gave me the spotlight. Thank you, Frank. And also to Vampy, who's an old friend. Thank you for supporting the show, Vampy. Okay, I want to also give a shout out to my top supporters of the stream today. And let me see, number 5, Emoji J. Number 4, Sin City Robert. Number 3, The Dinner Table. Number 2 is, who is it? Ella, thank you. And number 1, my admin Emoji J. Thank you, Emoji. Whoever is my number 1 gifter at the end of the show is going to be my newest bouncer. And if it's somebody who's already a bouncer, they get to assign somebody of their choosing. With that said, I'm going to invite both my guests back in the guest box for final thoughts. Can you guys request the box, please? Where's King Goober? Where are you, King Goober?
Hello again.
Come back. All right, there he is. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. So I want to say again to the show today and officially welcome to the streaming world. Since you're both new, we are so lucky and happy to have you both here. Very proud of you guys for being a guest on the show, on a feature show, and putting yourselves out there. And for everybody watching, please favorite these two. They're amazing. They have amazing streams and personalities, and they're new to the platform. So if you're all about supporting new streamers, you have to check them out, okay? So for final thoughts, you guys, and I love this because you're both new, there's a question I like to ask my guests at the very end of the show. And that is, what is one thing that you can own about yourself that is helping you in your daily lives?
You can go ahead and go first, Ella.
Something that I own in my daily life. Honestly, YOLO, just YOLO. Really incorporating that more, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah.
I love that.
Sorry. That's a really good question. I'm like, I don't know.
What about you, King Goober?
For me, so it's all right. So it's two things. One, it's being myself. People have told me it's just they have legit told me it's like you're gonna get there just because of your energy, just of who you are. And I'm like, they're like, don't change. I'm like, I don't know how to be someone even if I wanted to. So I'm just myself, and I'm not afraid to be myself. Also, I think it also has to do with this.
You know what's so funny?
I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
You know what's so funny? I used to have the same hat last year. Like literally when I started streaming, last Christmas, I bought the same hat.
Yo, I had an older one, but I don't know what happened to it. I think it got I found it one day after years and it didn't work. And because I'm such a smarty pants, I just assumed that it was dead, and it didn't even occur to me that I probably should have just swapped out the batteries, but I ended up throwing it away, and then I had to buy a new one. But everything happens for a reason, because this one came with a new jam, and I like this jingle than the other jingle.
I love that. And I saw Ella laughing, but Ella, you gotta hold it. It's a feature show.
I'm sorry, I wasn't helping.
It's okay, you guys. No, this was amazing. Thank you guys for just being part of the show, and I wish you guys all the best. Sometimes I do repeat guests on the show, so if ever you guys want to be back in a few weeks, you're always welcome. Yes. Let's take a photo for the gram. 1, 2, 3.
Let me. No, I'm kidding.
That's cute. His photo is gonna have the flowers on him. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you so much. Have an amazing day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Oh wait.
I got you. He's so sweet. You guys, well, we are reaching the end of this featured hour. But before we go, I need to give the bouncing powers to whoever was my top supporter of the stream today. Vampy, I'm dead. I know. I know. I caught it. Honestly, if you guys thought I didn't catch this, let me tell you, I caught it. But it is a feature show, so Shh. Excuse me. Give it to Ella. Okay, so Emoji J is my number one right now. Thank you, Emoji. So he's gonna assign the bouncing powers to Ella. So I don't know if Ella's still here, but let me go back to her profile. Ella, are you still here? She might have left. But Ella, you are my newest bouncer. So not only she's my new friend from the stream, she is now my newest bouncer. So thank you so much, Ella, for being here. Thank you guys for absolutely everything. Please follow me on Instagram. And I'm going to be posting when the auction is and everything. And if you guys have any questions of what I'm doing or feedback or comments, or just inbox me, okay? I love you guys. Thank you for your energy. I appreciate you being here. And yeah, I'll see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So you and I can own it.